Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry Hudson-Passy from the SLIG Committee, and with me today, I've got Randy Whitehead, and he has come to talk to me about his experience taking the Intermediate Evidence Analysis Practicum, it's a mouthful, from Angela Packer-McGhie, who's the coordinator. And thank you so much for coming in and telling us about some of your experiences. I appreciate you being here with me.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, tell me, why did you choose to take this course in particular, with all the different courses you could have taken?
I have to say probably the writing component. I've done genealogy for a number of years now, and I feel like I have a decent grasp of analysis, data sources,
Yeah.
etc., and the process. Except for the writing bit, just seems to be my nemesis to some degree. Do the research, have all the pieces of data, and I've done the analysis in my head,
Right.
and I'm trying to write it out and just facing with a blank cursor. So really, the writing component as integrated as part of the research process. And I've taken some other classes, both more formal and informal, on that. But I really feel like really just in my experience of both teaching and taking,
Uh-huh.
hearing a different point of view or a
Oh,
different
absolutely.
style, even
Hmm.
on the same topic repeatedly. And then there was something about this class that really connected with me on integrating the research and the analysis together. So very much the write as you go mentality, which seemed new to me at one point. But it's really just the way you should really kind of do it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, uh, as far as what you learned, you're talking about you learned writing and integrating your writing. And I know this course is set up so that you get a problem and you have to work together to solve that problem, right? That genealogy problem.
Right, right. Yes, very much that's the format of this during the course, at least for the course that I took. I know Angela and Karen mixed that up periodically, but there were two different case studies
Mhm.
or cases, problems that had already been solved, obviously, by them.
They knew it
But
could be solved.
right, right. But leading us through it piece by piece and the evidence and what do we know,
Yeah.
write a short bit about what do we already know from this problem description. Now let's talk about where we should go next and limit it to the next thing or the next couple of things, and then write out here's going to be our research plan for the next step. Do some research, write up what you found for each
Yeah.
of those elements, and then before you know it, you get towards the end and you've already written a great deal, and then just tying some of the elements together towards the end.
Right. It sounds like a wonderful way to learn that process. To,
Mhm.
take a problem that you have, figure out where to go to research it, do the research, and then, like you said, write up that analysis, which you're not the only one that struggles with the writing of the analysis. So that is wonderful. If you had one takeaway from this course, what would it be? There's probably many, but if you could pick one.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say let's call it one and a half.
Okay.
Really the template of the process, the template of the end state as well, to some degree, of what we're going to end up with.
Mhm.
Because I've flipped through the BCG works at their table. I've looked at
Oh,
the
yeah.
queue and so forth. So I see the output, but trying to visualize me getting to that output at times has been challenging. Trying to imagine
You're not
how
the
to
only
get from A
one.
to B.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very much this course really gave me, I believe, the confidence and the skills and the process and template to go from A to B. And I was able to utilize that immediately with some other work I was doing.
Oh,
I just
wonderful.
started I just started a new blank cursor, blank document in Word, and started just going back through what I'd learned in class, even while the class was going on in the middle
Oh,
of class.
that's great. Because I was just going to ask you, have you seen that it's improved your skills? And apparently it has, because you started using it before class was over.
I did. I had some time I was at Roots Tech, and I was going to the family history library, family search library now. And I realized I hadn't really prepared for a research trip. So I thought,
Oh,
what's the next problem I want to work on, or an old problem I want to work on?
yeah,
And just started from, all right, how would I approach this as if I was taking it as a class project?
yeah.
And just started
That's
started
fabulous.
writing. Yeah.
That's fabulous to hear that you could start using these skills during the class and it was helping you out. I love that. If somebody asked you, should I take this class? Would you encourage them? What would you say to them?
Oh, absolutely. It and I don't really think it's necessarily a skill level. Obviously, it's labeled as intermediate,
Right.
but there's some expectation of some basic research and
Yes.
methodology and so forth, of course. But even that isn't a great barrier. It's really the process. So I'd say for anyone who wants to improve their analysis, if they're stuck on writing up, which is a key component of what we do. It's just not all up here.
Right.
As well as just Angela and Karen are great instructors,
Yes.
and the problems that they presented were intriguing and interesting. It's not I don't want to give anything away because
Yeah.
they reuse some of these, but like the one that we had, there was an article in the newspaper describing some event with these people, and then you might wonder, well, I wonder how these people are related to each other. And that's
Yes. Yep.
exactly the kickoff point for that one. And so it was fun to go through the case. It was great to
Mhm.
learn new skills, both research wise and new repositories and documents, and then also the writing process as well. So the whole soup to nuts aspect of it.
Fabulous. Fabulous. So it sounds like an absolutely wonderful course. And we encourage people to sign up and get registered and take it. And I am glad that you came on and let us hear about your experience taking the class. Thank you so much for taking the time. And yeah, go onto the SLIG webpage and look and see when it's being offered and get registered and up your genealogy skills by taking the Intermediate Evidence Analysis Practicum course that is coordinated by Angela Packer McGhie. And we will see you next time and talk more about SLIG. Bye, everybody.